Hey everyone, Kevin here, and we thought Sundays were going to be boring. Well, we have a breaking news update. It looks like a tentative deal has been reached on the interim stimulus bill, and I also have a big warning on mailed stimulus checks. Possible delay here. Stay tuned for information on that. But right now, the tentative interim bill, which is apparently approved, at least verbally, by Democratic leaders. Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, the President. And we've even got Marco Rubio tweeting about this. And again, I did mention Democratic leaders as well. All appear to be in agreement that the Senate should be able to approve this interim bill on Monday. The House could approve this on Tuesday. The president could then sign it, and money can start flowing again on Wednesday. I'm going to break down exactly for what, but this is really good news. Right now, this is a verbal deal, so some of these numbers can change, and let's see what's in it. Here we go. First things first, the big one here, the Paycheck Protection Program ran out of funds about 3 days ago. That is all $349 billion were spent. We also ran out of money at the EIDL. That means people weren't getting those free grants anymore, and loan money has fully been appropriated. That was as of about 3 days ago. Now, what we tentatively have is an additional $300 billion being approved for the Paycheck Protection Program. Right now, a lot of banks are not even accepting applications, but it does look like credit unions, local credit unions like Bank of the West, Citibank, and Bank of America are accepting additional applications. For example, Citibank has a notice on their website that says, hey, we're willing to take your application because we're pretty confident new money is going to be approved for the Paycheck Protection Program. And so go ahead and submit your application and get in line now, and then we'll process you as new money is approved. So this is good. If you're thinking about getting the Paycheck Protection Program, this is the first thing that's getting approved in the interim bill. Good news. If you're a business, though, make sure you're also aware of the pitfalls of the Paycheck Protection Program. I made a separate video on that in terms of the forgivable loan portion. Other information, it looks like about $50 billion will be approved for the EIDL. Now, it's not clear if that $50 billion is going to be all for loans or if they'll also process additional EIDL advances. If you had a side hustle or small business, and even if you were your only employee, the SBA had a website at covid19relief.sba.gov, and they had a portal where you can fill out your information and apply to get $1,000 per employee with no obligation to repay that money. It was basically a free grant. That money was exhausted. That portal isn't up anymore, but if this additional $50 billion goes through, we might see that portal come back. No guarantees if they're just using that $50 billion extra dollars for SBA EIDL loans, or if a portion of that will be earmarked for additional advances. But I highly recommend you stay tuned, hit the notification bell, stay tuned to that SBA website, and let's find out if that portal comes back so you can apply. A lot of people have already been getting their $1,000 of free grants per employees. In fact, some people have been reporting they got the full $10,000. Some have been reporting they got $7,000 because they put 7 employees in. So this is really, really good. Additionally, it looks like this interim bill is going to include $75 billion in funding for hospitals, $25 billion for testing. And the Treasury Department is currently working on tentatively approving additional funding for state and local governments. The Treasury Department apparently also already has money set aside for state and local governments, which is exactly what Democrats were vying for. So that's probably why we're starting to see a deal come together here. This is very, very good news. But there is bad news for mailed checks. This is a quote directly from the Treasury Secretary. The quote is, "Checks have not yet been sent. We want people to use the portal." The portal is at irs.gov/EIP. It's very important that you click the correct button. If you do not need to file because your income is below a certain limit, or for whatever reason you're a veteran or you're on SSI, whatever, if you do not need to file, you can use the non-filers portal. if you otherwise file a tax return, you should use the portal for filers. If you accidentally put your information into the wrong portal, you might mess things up and really slow things down. That's at least what the IRS has said. But now, this is very interesting because this is breaking news here. For him to say checks have not yet been sent, we want people to use the portal, that kind of implies that checks might actually be getting delayed, because it was a lot of our understanding that checks were beginning to get processed as of last week, and as of this morning, no checks have been sent yet. They want people to use the portal. So if you have not yet gone to irs.gov/EIP, make sure to do that. So number one, use the portal. Number two, make sure you bookmark that COVID-19 SBA website. I'll put it in the link down below so that as soon as that money is available again, you can apply for a grant if you have not yet. Also, make sure you contact your local banks and get in line if you need PPP funding for your business. Just be very, very careful with the pitfalls that are associated with the PPP and the forgivable money. Now, we're expecting more updates on this. Right now, this is verbal. This is a verbal deal. I'm sure we'll see a press release later today with the actual hardcore details of exactly what's going on. So there you have the latest update, hot off the press. Make sure if you have not yet, you go to the link down below, deposit $100 with Webull, the stock trading platform, and you will get yourself 2 free stocks worth up to $1,400. It is a little bit of a lottery in terms of how much you get if you need life insurance. There's also a really easy portal that you can sign up for life insurance with in under 5 minutes. Also check out my programs, and thanks so much for watching, and until next time.